So in this drive, you take a look at this index file. It covers all the basics. Okay. And we are not going to cover all these things as part of one session or two sessions. This is going to be an ongoing workshop where we are going to practice many things. All that we have 60 minutes. Within that 60 minutes, we are going to take one concept and we are going to explain about the concept, and you're all going to practice that. Suppose if you find that this session is going very slow, then this session is not for you, because this is a session for absolute beginners to get hands-on on the development part. If you find that you want to fast forward and you want to go on your self-pace, then you already have those materials with you. Day 1 to day 16, you can watch the video, try the examples, and you can get it reviewed during the Q&A session. But this session is for absolute beginners. So those who join the session, okay, let's get started. Kindly sign in to your developer edition and go to developer console. This is the very first step that you're all going to do towards your Salesforce developer journey. Let me know once you all opened your Salesforce org and open this developer console. I will wait. So as I mentioned earlier, this is going to be a workshop where you are going to practice along with me. And this is going to be a absolute slow session for the beginners. So please open this developer console and let me. If anybody have any queries in this, you can ask me.
Ashok, this is the first time I'm logging in. Till now I have not opened developer console. So how to open? Still now I have been practicing only the admin.
See, you have to. Do you see my screen?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So here you see there is a setup icon, and
Okay.
here there is a developer console.
Yeah. It got opened. Yeah.
Let me check. Is anyone waiting for the link to join? Okay. All right. Have you all opened, or do anybody need time?
Hi, sure. Good morning. Already opened.
Sorry?
Opened. Yeah, I have opened. Yeah.
Okay. So we have almost 81 participants, and practically it is not possible for me to check all the 81 participants. But still, you can stop me if you feel if I'm going fast or you yet to start. Okay, because as I mentioned earlier, the purpose of this particular session is giving you as much time and making you and enabling you to get start with the development. If you are slow, it is absolutely fine, but you have to speak. You have to let me know saying that Ashok, I had to start. Please stop here. Let me complete. We will wait. Okay. So are we going to move on? If anybody want time, let me know. So
we will
as I
not
mentioned,
get recordings, right?
Sorry,
we will not get recordings, right?
as I mentioned, this is a workshop, so there is no need to record this one because we are not going to explain any concepts here. If you're looking for concept explanations, as I mentioned earlier, we have the materials already available, and these are wonderful materials taken by Mr. Nagarajan. So if you're looking for session explanations, yes, you can get it from here. But this is a kind of a workshop where we are going to practice. So I don't think we need to record this one because you will find a lot of gaps here and there.
Okay.
All right.
Any
So
prerequisites for the, sorry to interrupt you, any prerequisites like we should be knowing before coming to this class?
no, not necessary, because the very first 6 session is going to be for absolute beginners. Even if you
Okay.
say I'm don't have knowledge on Salesforce itself, it is fine. Okay.
Okay.
If
Okay.
you're having knowledge on Salesforce, that is an added advantage, because the very first one, or I mean, almost the 5 session, we are going to learn the basics of programming alone. So I
Okay.
don't think other prerequisites necessary.
And what about the schedule? Have you shared it somewhere? The schedule of this course?
There is no schedule. In fact, there is no plan for such sessions. We
Okay.
actually come to know from few feedbacks that people have started struggling with their basics. So thought of taking this session in 8 to 9 in the morning. As I mentioned, I don't have schedule with me. We are just going with the flow, and we are going
Okay.
on the daily basis. And we are going to take small topic. We are not going to take a very big topic within a 1 hour. As I mentioned, the purpose is gets your hand dirty with development. So until you
Yeah.
get that confidence in development, we will conduct this session. Don't worry.
Thank you so much, Ashok.
No problem. So here I'm having my developer console here. So forget about all these tabs open. I just click on and close all other tabs. So this is how it will looks like even your developer console. So first get familiarized with a few menu. We are not going to explore everything here. But one thing here is anonymous window. You see the third menu, debug. Here we have an option called open execute anonymous. Click this one. Okay. So here, so this is the play area where we are going to practice for the next few days. Okay. So this anonymous window, see, we are not, you cannot save any code here. All that you can just put some code here, and you can check whether it is working fine or not. Okay. Here I'm going to write the very first line. Okay. So before we are getting into it, we are going to learn the very first concept in programming, variable. Anyone, any idea what is variable? Even if you're going to say a wrong answer, it is absolutely fine. It's a fresh morning, 8 to 9. Have a brisk with you so that you can continue further. Variable, what it
Hello, sir.
implies, variable.
Sir, variable is where we store the data.
Okay. Variable will helps you to store the data. That's good. That's a cool one. Anything else? Yes, it will store the data. Okay. Any idea why it has a name called variable? Okay. First of all, what is vary?
It's a data which can be changed anytime.
That's a good one. Yeah. So what is vary here? Vary. It will keep on changing,
Yeah.
right? It is not a permanent one. It will keep on changing one. So from the word vary, it comes the variable, the name variable. So as someone's mentioned, variable is a placeholder. Just like in our house, we have shelves and we have cupboards, right? In the same way, in programming, you need some placeholder where you can store the data. It can be any, the data can be any, okay? But that storage space is a kind of a temporary space. That's not a permanent one. It can keep changing. That's the reason we call them as a variable. Maybe when we go practically, you will understand. So let me have a variable called x. Okay. Even if someone familiar is in max, we can always deal with x and y, right? The same way we are going to deal with x here. Okay. I'm saying x is a variable. Okay. But what is this x represent? Any idea whether x, can I save number or string or decimal? Which value can I save in X? Anyone? Any guess?
Anything.
Any value, anything.
I can.
According to the data type we are choosing, we can give any value now. If we give data type as a string, we can able to provide a string. If we choose as an integer, we can give a number.
That's a good one. But first of all, to others, have you ever come across this word, data type? Anyone? Others? Or anyone new to this word, data type? So today we are going to see only about these two, nothing else. So as I mentioned, variable is a placeholder, right? It's a placeholder and it's a temporary memory location. Now, what is this data type? Here I'm having the value called x, which value I can choose. I mean, x equal to 10. Maybe I can put like x equal to a word, Ashok, or x can be anything. It can be 23.34. It can be anything, right? But which type of value I should store in the variable? That decided by data type. Okay, so data type is nothing but the name itself defines you here. The data, the type. Here, which one is the data here? The 10, the Ashok. As I mentioned, X is a variable. The variable is a temporary memory holder that holds the data. This is the data I'm talking about. But the data can be in any type. It can be in number, it can be in string, it can be in a decimal. Okay. So that defines the data type of variable. There are many data types available here, and I'm going with a very layman language and I'm going with very plain language. Okay. I'm not going to take anything into depth. Just want to get you into the programming. We have few data types here. Integer, string. Let's go with these two. Integer is nothing but the numbers. And string is nothing but the text. Maybe I can put like string itself defines string, the characters, numbers. Okay, sorry, characters. So if I want to save some number in my variable, I will go with integer. So I'm defining my variable here. X is a variable. Integer is my data type to this X, and 10 is my data. That's it. So this is how I can declare a variable. So here we are seeing another thing called declaration, which is a, so these are the important thing that we are taking a look at today. How to declare a variable. This is how you will declare the variable. Okay. Suppose if I want to declare a string, and I can give any variable name. The variables need not only X or Y, even it can be a word like name of person. Better avoid the gap. Okay. So here I'm having first line. It's all about declaring the variable called X as integer, and I'm giving the value. Similarly, there is a second variable called name of person, and I'm declaring that as a string, and I'm giving this value. So far, anyone, any doubt? So do you understand what is declaration? Understand what is integer, what is string here? Or any
Sir,
question?
how to save this file?
Sorry, how to?
Save this file.
So that is the beauty of this anonymous window. You cannot save whatever you write. So better if you're writing some program in anonymous window, have a notepad ++1. Yeah, this is actually for all the developers out here. I strongly recommend to use this software called Notepad++. Maybe you can browse and you can get it outside. It's a free one. go to this one and download this Notepad++. I tell you why. Whenever you do something in the anonymous window, better you put it, copy and paste it in the Notepad++. By automatically it will get saved. Whenever you say, here it is, I'm not saving in this one. I just simply closed. And whenever I open it, the last one will be still there. Okay. But here in anonymous window, not like this. Once it is closed and you say close the session, unfortunately, and the things will get closed. It will not open again. So better, and we are not going to save this one until we are going to practice. So see, this is a last one. So I lost the old one. So if we have this in the Notepad++, we can put it here. Okay. So if you're writing any code in anonymous window, you cannot save. Another learning here. Good. See, I want you all at the end of the session, I want you all to summarize what and all we have learned for the next those 60 minutes. Because as I mentioned, this is a very first step for you to get into programming. So whatever you are getting from this session, it's absolute learning for you. So learn from here. So far, any questions? Any question? We have seen these things: variable, data type, declaration. And we have seen about anonymous window as well. Okay, next, let's move on. See, as I mentioned earlier, this is an integer and string. There is one more concept in Salesforce, I mean in Apex, that to ensure whether what we are doing is correct or not, whether the value is coming as expected or not. It's simple. System.debug. This is the word. This is a keyword. System.debug. So this debug thing is going to tell you whether what is the value particular variable is holding. So I'm going to just debug x, and then let me have one more debug statement here, name of person. Just within the braces, within the bracket, you can mention the variable here and click on execute. The moment you click on execute, your anonymous, this should open, the log should open. If you don't find the log, you go here and double click this one, it will open. So this is nothing but your compiler. On your left, what you're seeing is the timestamp of what exactly happening when you click that button execute. When you click this button execute, make sure you enable this open log. Okay, what is happening at the backend? By 0.005 seconds, the code is getting started. Variable scope is beginning. It is assigning some variable. See, it is allocating some memory for your variable. 3 bytes, 152 bytes, 400 bytes. Then it is assigning some value. Then the variable assignment is happening. If you look at here, the compiler is executing like this. First, it allocate the memory for this placeholder. Then it assign the value here. This is what you are seeing here. Okay, and here comes the debug statement. User debug. Here, there is another option called debug only. If you enable this, you will see only the debug, which means the output what you want to see. Debug 10, debug Ashok. The debug is nothing but whatever the value variable I'm giving between this braces, it is coming up here. So this is the very first thing that you're going to practice. So you can try this exactly. Declare some variable in integer and string, print the variable. Okay. Please give a try about this one. I will wait for another 10 minutes for you to respond. During this, if you have any questions or if you find any difficulty, please let me know. All that you are going to declare a variable and you are going to print the variable. Please get started.
Ashok, I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, what is the use of using this anonymous window when we are not able to save the file?
What exactly we are doing now? We are just checking for few lines, right? If you want to check few lines, or if you want to execute a class, or if you want to execute a method, or if you want to execute Apex batch, those things are we are going to learn down the line. That is something you can do here. In generally, the developers use this anonymous window to check whether my script, whether my part of the script is working fine or not. Because let's take example, you have a very big page and the page has multiple operations. In order to test as a developer, I have to give all the input for the particular page and all the operations will happen, right? But as a developer, I don't want to test the entire programming. All that I want to test very few lines, maybe one method alone, or just 5 to 6 lines alone. What I will do, I will come to anonymous window, I will put the script here and I will execute, and I will check whether the script is executing fine and it's coming the expected debug or not. Anonymous, the
Okay.
purpose of the anonymous is to test few lines. That's it.
Okay. I got it. Thank you.
No problem. So please, those who join, give a try this one and let me know if you find any difficulty. Maybe from tomorrow onwards, if you join, if you have two machines, it is fine. Else you join from the mobile so that you can have the mobile in one place and you can practice in your system rather than switching the screen, right? You can have one device for taking a look at those scripts and you can practice in your window.
Yes, I'm doing the same.
That's good.
So what should I click to see the execution log?
If you see my screen, there is
Yeah.
an option called open log, right? Enable,
Okay.
make sure you enable this open log and click execute. Even if you forget to enable this one, no issues. Just click execute. On your left bottom, you see there is a option called logs. All your logs are here. You can see it is, this one is unread. So double click this one. This is a new one. If you double click
Okay.
this one, your log will come.
Okay.
Ashok, I tried it.
Okay. So any doubts?
So how to see
Yeah, I'm
result?
clear with the concept.
Okay. If you're clear, it is fine. Fine. Yes, Prashant.
Hello. So how to
Yes,
see
yes.
result of that?
You want to check the logs. You're talking about the logs. Click on execute, Prashant. You click on
Yes.
execute.
Yes, I
You
click.
share your screen, Prashant. Let me stop mine. Please share your screen.
Sir, I log in from mobile
Oh, okay.
and practice from laptop.
Let me share. So here it is. So when you click on execute, the log will appear here. On your down bottom, you see there are many options. Select logs and whichever the logs you want to wish, the latest one will be a 100 one. Double click on this one. Okay.
Okay. So after that, where show the result?
See, this is the log you are talking about. Okay. If you have used debug statement, the debug will come here itself. if there are multiple logs here, right, there is an option called debug here. Checkbox. Click the debug only, which means it will filter out all these and it will show only the debug.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Okay, is everyone completed or is anyone still doing? You need some time.
Yes,
Completed.
completed.
Okay, if you have completed, it is fine. If anybody doing, please let me know. I will wait for you. Balaji Jodi Murugan, please share your screen, Balaji. What is the error you are getting? Let me stop share my. Balaji, unless you share your screen, I could not help you. Please share your screen.
Balaji, put a semicolon in the last of the line. You are getting to unexpected token.
Unexpected token name of person. Maybe if you're using name of person, make sure you're, as other one told, you're using the semicolon, and make sure you don't give any spaces. Okay, another important thing here, semicolon, which most of the people make mistakes. Even I did during my initial days, because if you missed to have a semicolon at the end, right? This is the error you will get. Unexpected token. Unexpected means it is not, the system is not able to recognize what it is exactly. So if you're getting unexpected the line, make sure you are having the semicolon with. Okay. So are we good, others? Or anybody still trying? You need some time. All right. So today we have another 30 minutes. Let's practice another one. So here is mine. I'm going to share you a simple calculator that we have developed by using Lightning Web Component. Don't worry, we are not going to develop the Lightning Web Component here, but I want you to take a look at this, how exactly it is operating at the back end. Just have an understanding. See, is my screen visible, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Ashok.
So here is a simple page where we have a Lightning Web Component that we have developed as a calculator. I'm having a first number 12, second number 12, and there is a button called add. The moment I click on add, I'm getting the result. 12 plus 12 is 24. Similarly, subtract, multiply, and divide. And this is a one simple LWC component we have developed, a calculator one. But if you look at the operation, it is not Apex at the backend. It is a simple JavaScript one, but we are not going to worry about whether it is JavaScript or Apex. We are going to check. These are all basics of programming. So here the 12, here another number 12. So these two are what? Any idea? First number, second number. What is this two?
Variable.
Variable.
These are variable.
Variables. Good. Why it is a variable? Because the value is not going to be the same one always. It is keep on changing, right? As it keep on changing, it is nothing but, as I mentioned, it is a memory holder, a space in the compiler where I'm going to have a space and I can keep on change my value. That's the reason we call them as a variable. So we are going to create a calculator here by using Apex in the same way they have designed here. Okay, how to create that? So maybe let me put the screenshot in the those who joined this, right? Make sure that you got added into this WhatsApp group, which is created for Apex Basics for Beginners. If you are not part of this WhatsApp group, kindly check with the support team. They will add you. Let me share you all the scripts here so that you can, if you want to practice later, you can also practice later. Okay. So what are the two? So in order to do this calculator, I need a two variable here, right? So what is the data type I can give for that variable? As I told you, it is a calculator. Any guess? What is the data type?
Integer Anna.
Integer
Right.
and decimal.
Because
We can
obviously it is a
able to
number
give
one.
integer, decimal.
Yes,
If you
yes, you're right.
calculate.
Because at the end of the day, I need to do some arithmetic operation. Let me go with the 2, 1, which we are familiar. Out of that integer, I'm having x, and I'm going for another one, y. Simple. So now I need to get the output here, right? So let me have a one more variable here. So these two variable x and y, I'm going to use for the input one, and this the third one I'm going to use for the output one. So I need to get the output of what? I need to get the output of addition of two numbers. So it is simple. Is that equal to x plus y? So is that again an integer? It is going to store the value of x plus y. Okay. So here I'm going to give the variable value again. Either you can give here itself, or you can give like this: x equal to 10, y equal to 15. Z, I don't have to give any value because this is the place I'm going to save the output. But I want to take a look at that output. What is the output I'm getting? So I'm going to use system.debug. I'm going to take a look at Z. Okay. Z. Okay. So I just declared three variable. I gave input for two variable. The third one, I just did a small operation, x plus y, and I'm going to debug this one. Let me execute this. I'm getting 25. 10 plus 15, which is 25. I'm getting here. Okay. Again, when it comes to the debug, right, you have no option. I mean, no idea what is the value is returning. Let's take example. Let me debug. Let me have another debug statement here. This is x, this is y, and this is z. Let me debug this one. See, if you look at the debug statement, all that I could see is just 10, 15, 25. What is 10? What is 15? What is 25? Since it is a very simple program and just a 13-line program, I can easily say the line number 11. We have the line number here, 11, 12, 13, right? The line number 11 is x, line number 12 is y. Okay, if it is a simple one, it is fine. Assume that you are having a 2,000, 3,000 lines of script and you have multiple debug statement. We could not identify which debug statement for which one, right? In order to get that a user-friendly debug one, we have an option called annotation. We can put the annotation like this. The same way, how we want to, here you are just mentioning that x or y is that the variable between the braces, right? If you want to have annotation, just have this. You can put like anything. Whatever you are putting in, I mean, between this quote, right? It is going to print value of x. So I'm just having this one in between these braces. And since I need to differentiate between this text and my variable, right? I put like plus. We call them as a concatenation, string concatenation. I'm just adding the string along with this variable. Okay. So all that you have to do is just have a single quotes, and you can have any text here. Okay. And make sure at the end, you're having like this plus of y. Z is okay. Now, if we execute, it will be easier for us to identify the statement here. Say, whatever the value you have given here, that also will come up along with this. So I want you all to practice addition, subtraction, and multiplication. Now, for x, y, z, you can have, or you can name it as anything. So just work out on this calculator, a simple calculator. So your calculator should have like this value of x, value of y, and the output is z. Okay. So just print this one and give a try. Give a try this one. If anybody find any error, let me know. Those who completed, you can let me know. I will review what you have done. Anyone still doing? Need any time?
Yeah, hi, Ashok. I am Vijay.
Yes. Any questions? Yes, Vijay.
When I try with modulus, it is showing symbol or operator.
Can you please share your screen?
I'm trying with laptop and using mobile for Zoom.
That is fine. You can still join using laptop. Okay, at least for sharing screen shake, right? Your multiple devices can join. You just join with your laptop again.
Okay, simply it is showing percentage modulus that is not valid in Apex.
You're trying this one, the division one.
Percentage division I have tried. That is fine. Percentage symbol is the right for modulus.
Percentage. Why you are going for percentage symbol?
If we want to modulus means we need to go that one. Right?
The percentage that won't work in Apex. So
Okay,
have you
okay.
tried with the addition, subtraction, multiplication?
Yeah, all is fine.
All is fine, right? Okay.
Yeah.
The modulus part will come later.
Okay.
Because that one won't work with the Apex one.
Yeah, that is showing error here only.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. We have last 10 minutes. Fine. What else we missed today? We have integers. We learned about integers, strings, how to declare. Okay. Anyone want to correct your mistakes, or anyone having any issues?
Ashok.
Yes, Vijay.
This Apex code is case sensitive, or we can use small or capital, anything.
Okay, that's a good question. So it is not a case sensitive one. Say, for example, here I'm declaring capital X, but still I'm using small x here and all, and let me print the capital one. I mean the uppercase. Still, it will allows you X, Y, X, Y. Yeah. Apex is not a case sensitive one. It will still accept your uppercase and lowercase.
Okay, we can use system also as a capital letters.
Yes, correct. Okay. So are we done? Or anybody still doing? Do anybody need time? No worries. So we are not going to take any new concepts anymore because it is already 8:52. Let's have a quick recap of what we have done today. Okay. So we have seen about variable. So that is what that x1, y, z we have seen all about. And there is another thing we have seen today. It's data type. Today we have seen two data types. One is integer, another one is string. And we have seen how to declare and how to use system.debug today. We have seen how to use system.debug. Okay. And what else we have seen today? Anybody can recollect? We have practiced
String
for
concatenate.
uh, the string concatenation. Concatenation, spelling correct. Okay. String concatenation. So see, today you have spent almost 1 hour. So every day, just spend 1 hour for programming. It is enough. Just come here, practice a new thing, and practice for the rest of the day. And if you want to learn programming in a fast track way, then you have to check this one. Take a look at this one. We have introduction to Apex, what is data type, what is operator, if, for, loop, all these basics, all basics are covered in detail in these 16 sessions. If you said I'm a absolute new to programmer, programming, I'm a new to programming one, and then you have to visit this one and practice all the examples given in each and every classes. That is very important because learning the Apex is very easy one. Provided you spend at least 1 hour every day, it is enough for you to practice the same. Take a look at those video. Just practice the video like as you have done today. If you're watching the video for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, have a pause. Okay. And practice what the trainer has mentioned. Don't watch the entire video. The entire video will cost you for almost 1 hour, 1.5 hours, right? So don't watch the entire video, then start doing the practice. Have a small pause here and there for every 10 minutes and 15 minutes and practice that. Okay. And tomorrow we are going to learn about classes. Apex methods, Apex classes in Salesforce. All right. So coming back to the last part of this session, any feedback about today's session? Or is this what you expected or anything else you expected, but that is something we are not providing here? Because as I mentioned, this is a very slow one and this is not for the fast learners. This is a very slow one. We are going to spend 1 hour with everyone and we are going to practice in this session. That's it. Okay. Do you have any expectation when it comes to programming or anything else you need or any support you need from our end that will be beneficial for you? Anything else you're expecting from our side? Because we would like to enhance this training experience when it comes to, especially when it comes to the programming part and Apex development part, because I see a lot of people, they come very fast till admin section, and when it comes to the development, they literally slow down and they're not at all completing the development part. But unfortunately, we have a lot of openings going for only for the developers, not for the admins. So it is must, we should know the Apex one. Apex is the basics for the programming. So any feedback from your end or anything else you are expecting from our side that you want us to support when it comes to programming, or are we good with this kind of the session?
Ashok, I have a doubt. At the end of the session, after completing this basics topics, so we'll be able to build at least a small apps, as you have shown one of the app which like any calculator and all. So we'll be able to build any apps like that at the end of the
Yes,
sessions.
obviously you can, but don't stop only with this 1 hour. You have to start explore. As I mentioned, this is what the actual sessions where that people have learned, taught everything in detail. Okay, so if you look at this, programming is vast. We don't need to start everything with the full course. So that's the reason we have a session like this to give you a good hands-on on this session. So don't stop only with this session, because it will cost you many days, because as I mentioned, we are going very slow, and you have to wait for others to complete, and you have to wait for others to finish up. If you want to go with the self pace and you want to go fast track, then start watching this video. Maybe you can join this session to practice every day. We are going to give a lot of examples. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Ashok.
Thank you.
Hi, Ashok.
Hey, hi, Sriram.
Yeah, I have one doubt here.
Hmm.
Actually, I took a full course on this development and admin also. I completed admin parts and trying to do the development. Whenever I'm going through videos, I'm getting whatever the trainer is telling. Okay, whatever they are telling, I'm practicing in that. If I come up with any new scenarios like that, I'm struggling to write the programming. That how to come out of this? Means we need to practice more, or
Exactly. See, practice is the only thing. See, for all of you, the programming is a new thing, and you are doing this for the very first time. Whatever you encounter as case studies or the videos, right? This is the very first time you are doing it. It's not something you have already trained, right? So the training is all about that. If you're encountering the very new thing first time, yes, you have to practice that. Only then you can come up. Obviously, the first time you will not have an idea. Then you have to start Googling. Google, yes, obviously you have to start Google. If there is a scenario there, the trainer asks you to do, okay, identify the two numbers, which one is bigger or smaller. Directly put it in the Google and get some clue. With that clue, you take it forward. Okay. Obviously, you have to start from the scratch, but that scratch and all, you can start from the Google it if you want.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
All right. So, all right. And tomorrow it's Sunday, but it is still fine. And 8 to 9, let's join so that we don't lose this grip. And we'll have another 1 hour session by tomorrow, same time, 8 to 9. We try to have the continuous session at least for 5 days or a week, so that we got some grip on the basics of Apex. All right. So thanks everyone for joining. We'll see you tomorrow. And if you want, you please go with the videos and what we have in the folders. Thanks, everyone.
Bro, hi, bro. Bro, one
Thank
small
you.
doubt.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you, Ashok.
Thank you. Bro, one small doubt, bro.
Yes, Prashant.
Bro, எனக்கு நேற்று சேல்ஸ்ஃபோர்ஸ்லேருந்து ஒரு மெயில் வந்துச்சு ப்ரோ. ஸோ எனக்கு எக்ஸாக்டாக என்ன மெயில்னு தெரியல. ஆக்சுவலி ஆல்ரெடி இதே மாதிரி ஒரு மெயில் வந்துச்சு. Can you see the screen, bro?
தெரியுது. Salesforce or cloud code that will express on review the list below. இது நீங்க இக்னோர் பண்ணிடலாம். இது வந்து உங்களுடைய சாண்ட்பாக்ஸுக்குன்னு சர்டிஃபிகேட் வச்சிருப்பாங்க. See, every website will have a certificate. Same way, your sandbox will have a certificate. அது ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை. You can ignore this.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Bye.